Hello guys, for you don't know me, I'm Fogz. I was Supreme Commander in Season 1 and in Winter Season. I'm here today for show you about Yaoguai, this race, okay? I did before about Atlak and Terran, and today I will do about Yaoguai. I think this will be my last video about race, okay, about builds. So if you have some question, you need help, just ask me, okay? Add me on Steam, add me on in the game, add me uh, in the Discord, something like that, or send me a message, okay? You are free for do it. I'm here for help you. Now I will show you some print screens about builds I did, okay, with Yaoguai, and after I will speak about Yaoguai, some details, what you can do for a good start, okay. So hope you enjoy. So my friends, let's start. um, I go first speak about build for counter Terran example. uh, Let me, okay, example, if you are a guy, you don't have so much money, or you don't have so much time in the game and you can't buy some better units, I advise to use these units. I think you can take it easy or at the first moment. So example, if you go Versteran, you can example use the Pangolin, or you can example use the Crimson Rat. Okay, Crimson Rat, it's very good. It do a lot damage on mechanical and is not so expensive as Pangolin. The question about this is because Pangolin it's mechanical and the Crimson Rat it's biological. Okay, you can do example like that. Okay, this can be a good start for you Versteran, because you have mechanical and biological. Both do more damage on mechanical, but example, if Terran start with heavy flame tower, you need the Pangolin, because the Pangolin it's mechanical, so the heavy flame tower don't will do so much damage on Pangolin, and Pangolin can resist and do more damage than heavy flame tower. Okay, so that's why. And you can on backs put the Crimson Rat, because the Crimson Rat will do more damage on mechanical. Example, if your opponent builds some heavy flame tower and after they build Iron Bird Rider, example, Iron Bird Rider do more damage on mechanical, will be more strong at level 3 than Pangolin, so that's why you can use the Crimson Rat. Okay, if you don't have Crimson Rat, you can example do a lot Pangolins and upgrade them, or you can example do like 10 or 20 Pangolins, and after you can do the Shuriken Panda. Okay, I think all can use the Shuriken Panda. Okay, if not, of course you can use the Shan Master. It's the best option. Shan Master do a lot damage, and if he die on level 3, he let the orb alive, so that's why he is a good choice. But if you don't have the Shan Master, you are really new on this game, you can use the Shuriken Panda. He do a lot damage on mechanical. Okay, so if you want some more sustain, you can use the Frisian Treat, because he will heal your units. Okay, so that's a good option too, like two of them it's enough. If example you don't have the Ranging Minotaur, I think the Ranging Minotaur is the best tank in Yaoguai for resist damage, okay, and they do good damage too. If you don't have it, because it's high cost, you can use, example, the beer. It's a good choice too, the beer Vanguard, or you can use the Lion Vanguard, okay. Both of them are good. It depends your choice, if you want the beer, or if you choose, okay. If you don't have ranging Minotaur, if you have ranging Minotaur, of course use it, because I think it's best, because you can resist more damage than them. And example, I used it a lot, the Sky Toad. I discovered Sky Toad could be a very good option for resist from a lot damage. Example, if you have butchers on the other side, or siege tanks, example, Sky Toad provide for you more defense, okay. Like in level 1, if you upgrade them for level 1, like 30% less damage, and level 2 50% less damage, and level 3 70 less damage. So that's why Sky Toad is a very good option for you take some damage, okay, for you don't receive so much damage. So it's a good option. Example, you can use like 40 pangolins, example, as I show you, I think in some builds. Example, 40 pangolins, and after you can buy like 2, I think 2 it's enough, okay, like 2 Sky Toads, and upgrade them for level 2 or level 3 if possible. It will be a good option versus turn, because you can resist from a lot damage, and you can do the enough damage for kill them, okay. Or if not, you can, example, use the Shuriken Panda and the Sky Toads too. You choose, okay. My advice, if you don't want to use tanks, ranging Minotaur or beer, for don't to lose some ESP, because the ESP for upgrade them will be more high cost. So if not, you can use, the example, the acid tooth pangolin. You can use the pangolin, like 20 of them, and after you upgrade just the Shuriken Panda and the Sky Toad. You can do it. Pangolin, like 20 pangolins will be like 4 tanks, example, from Yaoguai, so it's a good option too. Or you can, example, use the spiders, okay. If you don't want to use the Shuriken Panda, you can, example, take out the panda and you can put the spiders, okay. Spiders is a very good option too, because they have more range. No, sorry, I think it's the same range. No, it's more range. Yes, I'm right. More range, and they do some good damage too, and stun and slow the enemies. So it's a very good option versus Terran too. And of course, as I told you, can use the Sky Toad too for provide more defense for your arachnids, for your spiders, and they can do the rest of the job. Okay, so it's a good option too. Or if you don't want to use the Sky Toad, you can keep do the spiders. You can keep do the Shuriken Panda. Okay, you choose. I just try to show you some best ways for you counter Terran, okay, but you do whatever you want. But you need to understand, as I told in our games, you need front line, back line, or in case of your guy, you need example, just spiders, but you need some defense for them, or you need do a lot spiders, example, okay. But my advice for you, it's a lot spiders, example, and like Sky Toad, or 1 or 2 tanks, or just for provide more defense for your spiders. And of course, don't do only spiders. I have seen many players do it, and I think it's a big mistake when you just play ground, or when you just what I mean, it's example, you in final rounds, when the game will finish, some guys just do like 20 arachnids, 20 spiders, and they don't do anti-air. It's a big mistake, my friend, because sometimes you will be prepared for counter your enemy in time. Sometimes one expert enemy, he will do something like that. You just do ground, okay, you have a lot of units on ground, and you think, okay, he will stay ground, And after, in the last wave, like 44 or 45, you sell all ground units, and they just buy all air units, and you have nothing for counter you. And you say, but my friend have a lot anti-air. My friend, you need counter your wave. Always you need counter your wave. Sometimes, okay, your friend can help you. Sometimes your friend can do some help for you and provide some good resistance. But you need to understand, if you don't do it, maybe or more chance you have for lose. Okay, so please, if you don't know, press the key, listen to me, press the key tab, okay, tab, and you can see in all rounds, in all moments, what your opponent building, what your opponent buying. Okay, use this key, is very valuable, and you need it for understand what your enemy is doing. Of course, your enemy need counter you too, not only you will counter your enemy, okay, but you need focus on that, and you need to understand it's wave versus wave. Okay, so if you can counter your wave, you will help your enemy, your friend too, and your friend will help the other friend, and the other friend will help you. It's like snowball. Okay, so if you don't do it, you just do ground and your friend just do air, could be a good option, you could win, okay, but it's not so many chance if you do ground and if you do want some anti-air. Do you understand? I really hope you understand it, because it will improve you. It will improve you if you want up on ranking, if you want to go versus high elos, you need it. Okay, you need to understand it. Or you play only air, but example, some defense on air, some defense, some air attack from ground. Okay, you need to understand it. So this is the build you can do for Terran. It's just one example more, not so expensive, with not so expensive units. Of course, if you can buy some units, or you have a lot of time or a lot of coins, I mean, for buy example the Javelin Deer, because is in the moment I think it's the best unit in Yaoguai, the most strong unit, because they do area damage and a lot damage versus mechanical needs, so it's the best unit in Yaoguai. And ranging Minotaur for defense, or some example Dreadclaw Wolves for begin. Example, if you don't want begin with Crimson Rat, you can begin with Dreadclaw Wolves, okay? But you need to put emulation example in Pangolin, and you can put emulation example on Dreadclaw, or you can do something like don't put the emulation on Pangolin and put the emulation on spiders. Why you can put emulation on spiders? Because example, you start with some pangolins, like in the first waves, okay, I mean you can do like three pangolins, and after you just do like 20 Dreadclaws, and you see your enemy start with butchers, and we do butchers. What you can say, what you can do, in some point your Dreadclaws will be weak versus butchers, so you sell the butcher, the Dreadclaw, sorry, and because you have emulation, you don't will spend so much essence, and you can convert this refound, this essence you take, for buy only spiders, okay? Because spiders is a good option versus butcher or versus grill. Not so good versus grill, because grill resist more, but versus butchers or versus motorcycles could be a very good option, okay? You can do the spiders, and in some moment you see your spiders not are good enough, or not are more good. What you can do, sell the spiders, because you have again you have emulation in one strong unit, and you can buy something more strong than them. Example, if you see your spiders losing versus gorillas, just an example, you sell it and you buy the Javelin Deer. I'm sure Javelin Deer will finish very easily the gorillas, okay? Do you understand it? So something in your deck can be a trap for your enemy. I think Yaoguai is my favorite race, so you can do a lot of tricks with Yaoguai you can begin on ground and sell it very fast because you have emulation and you can play only air, or you can begin in air and you sell it for last waves or in middle game and you buy just ground. Okay, that's why Yaoguai, I think it's the more fun unit for play, the race for play, because you have a lot of tricks, you have a lot of ways for do something. So that's why I think it's the best, for me, the best race. But you don't need it. Example, you just can do dread class, and after you do some spiders, or after you do some javelin deers, and you don't need sell something, or you don't need emulation. It depends what you want, or it depends what you can counter your opponent, or if you want your opponent will counter you, something like that. Okay, you choose. Or example, if you don't want to put the spiders because you see you losing the ground, you can put some bats. Okay, the blood mist bat. In level 3 you need to create them for level 3, because in level 3 they will do more damage. Okay, they will do more damage on mechanicals. Okay, let me show you. If you upgrade them in level 3, you do more damage on mechanical needs. So you need to upgrade them. You can use, example, you sell your all red class and ground, and you buy, for example, in wave 18 or wave 20, you buy just bats, okay, like 20 bats, and your opponent, your Terran opponent, he need buy anti-air. That's why you can use the emulation for it too. You can use the emulation for do some tricks, or for do your enemy spend more money. Okay, if your enemy spend more essence, you have more chance for do in last wave what you want, and your opponent don't will have so many chance for be fast or for do more units for counter you. Do you understand? So you can trap your enemy. You can, okay, now I go a lot air, you need a lot anti-air, and at some point you have a lot anti-air, you don't have so much ground, and now I will sell it and I will play ground and I beat you. Okay, so that's why it's in sometimes it's good you sell the ground and buy the air, and after you sell the air, and after you back again for ground, but with some more strong units on ground, because it take time for you see what your opponent doing, and you have time for react in last waves. Okay, that's what you can do with Yaoguai. It's a very smart race. Okay, so I think I show you the best ways for counter Terran. Okay, Crimson Rat, Pangolin, or Dread Claw. Okay, or Shadow Bats for just for middle game or last waves. Okay, don't do it in first waves, not so good in first wave, because if you do, like example, 10 snipers, you beat your Shadow Bat. Okay, do you understand? So in first waves don't buy so expensive units, because he can beat you with some more basic units. Okay, and he can beat you, so you will spend money, essence for nothing. Okay, don't do it. Begin with basic units and do a lot of them, and after you can put emulation in one of them and sell it and buy something better. And if what you buy not good enough, you can sell it and buy something another unit. Okay, so that's why it's important you do it. Spellbreaker B, it's very good because they do in level 3 too a lot damage on mechanical units, and they can detect invisibility units. So that's why it's good versus Terran too, because you can detect, example, mortars or interceptors. It's strong units on air from Terran, so you can do it. Or you can use the bowcat, example, if you discover or if you think your opponent Terran, you have Iron Maiden. Okay, example, if you have Iron Maiden, I will show you what is Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is this spell. Okay, this commander skill. It do a lot damage on air. You can kill a lot units on air, as you see on the image. So if your enemy terran use it and you will play only air, it will be very dangerous for you. Example, he do a lot mortals, and in last waves he put the Iron Maiden, and you will just spell breaks, and maybe you will lose it because you did a lot spell breaks, but with the Iron Maiden he can kill your spell breaks, and the mortals on backs will do the damage. So you need take care on it. So you can example do like 4 spell breaks and do a lot bowcats on ground. It could be a very good option for you counter your enemy and don't be so surprised. Okay, but you need example do some pangolins on front and after bowcat. Because why pangolins? Because pangolin will distract. Example, will distract first the mortals, so the mortals will attack first the pangolin, and after the bowcat will do the job and kill all mortals. So that's why. Okay, example for BU, you can use example some pangolins for just for tank. Example for tank, and some dread class. Some no, I mean like 10 or 20 dread class, or you can use the wolf, the werewolf. It's a good option too. They do more damage on biological. Okay, and they aren't so expensive, so it's a good option if you buy werewolf. You can do, as I told you, 20, 30. It depends if your enemy stay with some strategy and your werewolves keep killing him, so you can keep with werewolves and do more. If not, you can put evolution on there. Okay, and at some point you see your werewolves don't worth more, you can sell it and you can buy something for ground. For example, you see your werewolves beat your opponent are tired, and he buys something on air. He start begin with air for counter you because he can't hold you on ground. So what you can do? You can do the bowcats. You can stay with wolves. Okay, you don't sell the wolves, or you can sell example 10 wolves, and you can stay with 10 or 20 wolves on ground. And after you just buy bowcats for counter your enemy. Okay, at some point you have a lot of bowcats. Example, if your enemy have emulation, if he is another Yaoguai, and he did a lot air, and you at some point you did a lot bowcats and you counter him, but you think something like that. Okay, this guy waste a lot of money, a lot of senses on ground, and now I have emulation on air, and my enemy in this case you have a lot bowcats. You have a lot bowcats. So what I can do? I will sell my all air units, and I will do some very good ground, and my enemy don't have more sense for counter me. So this is why I have emulation on bowcat. It's a good strategy because your enemy will think what you will do or what you don't have, and you think what you will think about me, and I have something for surprise you too. Do you understand? So you can waste a lot of bowcat, but you have emulation on them. At some point you can sell it, and you can again don't lose so much money, so much essence, and you can counter in. You can put in bowcats, or you can put it on spell break. Okay, or the queen bee. Okay, you choose. It's just for counter, and you don't lose. Or you can put on vulture or gold feather or hippogriffin. You choose. Okay, but it's just a good surprise for enemy, because your enemy think you don't are prepared, and you are, because you have emulation. So okay, you need to be smart. Sometimes you need do your strategy and think what your opponent think about you. Okay, you need to do like something like that. Or you can use Firecrow too. Firecrow, it's explosive iron hit. it's very good, it do a lot damage too. It can defend, example, if you go with some shadow bats, example, the blood mist bat, sorry, you can go with some blood mist, and after you can do a lot of firecrawl just for protect your blood mist, okay. Or you can, example, for final rounds you sell your all ground, and using the ranging bone kite. It's a very strong unit from Yaoguai, because in level 2 they stun the enemies, they stun on the ground, they roll up the attack, okay. I will show you. As you see on the image, they send one ball and the ball keep rolling and stun the enemies in level 2, okay. Just if you upgrade them for level 2. And in level 3 they have health regen, so they can regen. Example, if your opponent have lightning or art, they do a lot of damage, but they do it, example, like damage per second. So if you have in level 3 ranging bone kite, you can resist more and do a lot of damage, okay. So it's a good option for air if you want surprise Yaoguai, because the Yaoguai could be only with bowcat. You can use in ranging bone kite because it can resist a lot of damage, okay. So it's a good option. Or example, you don't have a good air, or your opponent, example, just did javelin deers or just did wolves, you know, you can do, example, mammoth, example, like 4 mammoths can do a lot of damage in level 2. I think it's enough. Level 2 4 mammoths can do a lot of damage on ground, so it's a good option for reach, example, the javelin deer, okay. So it's another build you can do versus Yaoguai or Atlak. I have one special for Atlak. For Atlak, I tested this build, and I think it worked because it's like that. I use the werewolf because do a lot of damage on biological, and I can do some tongonis for resist some more damage, for protect my wolves at some point. Example, my enemy start with the saw blades. I think it's the saw blades from Atlak, okay. He begins start with saw blade shield, and as you know, saw blade with one hit can beat you if you are less than 5 or 5. If you upgrade for level 1, okay, it can take you with one hit. So at some point I can buy the panda monk, okay. I can buy the panda monk because he is 60 armor, so he can resist from the attacks of the saw blade, okay, and protect my units. So it's a good option, and they do a lot damage in level 3 on mechanicals. If your opponent do some mechanical units like Subblast or Vajra, example, just an example, okay. And if I see my enemy start, example, with unicorns, it's the normal, they do now unicorns or Tempest dragons. So what I can do, I have my wolves. At some point my wolves don't worth more, I can sell my wolves because I have emulation, and after I can buy the Mammoth Vanguard. Mammoth Vanguard, if you don't know, can counter the unicorns, but you know you need like 5 of them or 6, okay. And maybe it not will work, okay. Sometimes could not work. You never know. You never know because maybe you have more armor or you have something for stun. I don't know. It's just an option. And at some point your mammoths can't handle with unicorns, or at some point your enemy change something for air, you know. So you have the time for sell your mammoths and surprise again your opponent. What you can do for surprise one Atlak with a lot of unicorns, and mammoths can't kill unicorns. You sell the mammoths with emulation, and you buy, example, I think I don't will say correct this name, but I think it's Devourer. I don't know, I think it's Devourer. So if you do Devourer, like 10 of them, and you upgrade them for level 2, level 3. I think it's the level 3, it's the best way. I think it's level 3 because you have health regen. Yes, if you activate the ability restores HP, but I think it's the level 3 restore more, or yeah, he can resist more, he can regen for more long time. But yeah, maybe level 2 will be good for them because they take the maxed valuable needs, so it's a good option for you counter Atlak, okay, because maybe you have a lot lightning arts or unicorns, so you can kill. It's not like kill because they eat. It's like eat the strong units, you know. They take them. Devours an enemy. That's why you have this name. Okay, so you lose it like 10 of them, and you can lose some fire crawls on like front line. Just example, if your enemy do blind sky crab, or you can use some bees to spell break bees for protect your devourers. Okay, so it's a good option for you counter in last waves, okay, because maybe your opponent has luck, maybe he will teleport for your base and you are done if you keep on ground, maybe. Okay, so if you sell it and you buy air, it's a good option for counter attack. Okay, so this I show you already the builds you can do for Terran and for Yaoguai, and I think I did two for biological, for all biological Yaoguai or attack. And I have one more build, and it's a good build too. Example for counter Terran, you have another option. Example, if your enemy start with Jet, I don't remember well the name, it is Jetman, something like that. Let me check. Yeah, the jump jet. If your enemy start with jump jet, is not so regular, but some of people do it. Jump jet, it's a good option for surprise your enemy, because some people don't have anti-air units on the begin. Okay. You can start with Redman. We can counter the jump jet, so it's a good option. And after you have the pangolin for counter example, the heavy flame towers, and the dread class for counter example, the motorcycles from Terran, or for counter at some point you can counter the heavy flame towers to in level 2 or level 3, okay, or counter the Iron Bard riders too. It's a good option. Okay, you can use these 3 units for your begin. As I told you, at some point you sell some of them. You can put emulation on Redman, or you can put emulation on Dreadclaw, on boot, you choose. Or you can do something like I do. You can put on Dreadclaw. At some point your ground, as you know, maybe your enemy will do butchers, will counter you. So you sell out Dreadclaw and you start with Ranging Bonekite. Ranging Bonekite, as I told you in level 2, it's very strong because it's stunned the ground units. So your enemy need a lot strong units for counter you, okay? So anti-air, a lot good anti-air. What you can do, it's like do a lot Ranging Bonekite, like 5 or 6 of them. And if you see you begin losing with Ranging Bonekite, on last waves, just last wave, you sell it and you buy something good on ground, like Chan Master, Pangolins, or Skill Slash Spider. Okay, you choose your best way on ground. Okay, you choose. So it's another option you can do. You have a lot of options. You can do emulation in whatever you want. Okay, so just test some builds. You can test some builds versus bots. Okay, versus IE in the game. You can test it for see what your enemy doing for counter you, so you learn a lot with it. Or in academy you can a lot some tactics, very good tactics too. So just keep play, you know, just keep training. Another stuff for you do, and I need to show you another stuff too for you understand. Example, Runes for Yaoguai, you can I do this runes example. Melee attack, why? Because sometimes I start with wolves and I have emulation on wolves, red claw or werewolf, so the melee attack will provide to you some advantage on ground, on melee damage, because they are melee, so it's a good rune. And some ground attack or some ground elite, or a rune ground elite, it's a good option too. For defense, I have general armor, because if one enemy are attack and you have soul blade with on one hit, example if I have ranging minotaur is only 5 armor, if my enemy do soul blade for counter me because he think I just have only 5, I have this rune, the general armor, and it provide me more armor. I will be like 6 or close, okay, so my soul blade can't kill me with on it, so it's a good rune for the Yaoguai for defend you from attack, okay, like in this case. And some range and damage reduction, because a lot strong units from your opponents will be with range damage, like Butcher, you have like 9 distance attack, I think, something like that, or motorcycles 15, so range damage have a reduction on this damage, okay. And overseek, because it provides for you more bonus essence, okay, so you can receive more essence more fast, so you can buy more units with this rune, okay, so it's a good option. And in grid side, essence income, it's like another overseek, okay, more essence. And ability cooldown reduction, it's very important for our race, because reduce the cooldown of attacks of your units, so your units will attack more fast, okay, so that's why we use this rune, okay, it's an example for you. And skill commanders for your guy, I love use the feral rage, and I love use the instant reinforcements. I use both of them, okay, I use feral and I use the instant reinforcements, but I just use it on last waves, okay, like 44, 45, I just use the instant reinforcement. And in first waves and middle game, I use the feral. Why? Because feral will buff you, it will provide more movement speed and attack speed, so it's a good buff for your wolves, okay, Dracula or werewolf, or your air units like ranging Bonkite or the blood mist bats, okay, it will buff the units. It's a good way versus Terran too, okay, and you can kill more fast and a lot with this. Or you can, example for last waves, you can example use the piranha, the giant piranha, and the instant reinforcements, because the instant reinforcements is very important for it will provide you one more wave, okay, one more wave. It's like a clone of your wave, okay, example you have 10 pangolins and 10 Chain Masters, okay, 10 and 10, 20 units. If you press instant reinforcements, they will copy your units and they will send another wave with the same units, okay, they just will born with less HP, I mean the less yield, okay, so it's just this problem, but you need the damage, so it worked in the same way. Example, Chain Master die, but he let the ward alive, so he can keep be good with this, okay, so it's a good option for you if you use it, because you can, example, if you have 20 spiders, if you use it you have 40 spiders, do you understand? So it's a good skill for you using on the last waves. Or example, if you go versus Yaoguai or versus Atlak, and you see your enemy just have a lot biological units, you can sacrifice 2, close off them base or close off them towers, example, and you can kill a lot of them with this, okay, and if you press again 2 times, you explode the sacrifice and do a lot area damage, so it's a good options for you. You can use the withdrawal. Example, if your enemy is Terran, maybe he will use false rally for push you for some part of the map, and if you use it withdrawal on your troops and on your units, you can push them back for where you want. Okay, so it's a good option for save your units. Okay, and if you use the shrink, you can use it on your enemies, and you can put them like useless, like that. For some time they can do nothing. Okay, they are nothing. Okay, so it's a good option. Or you can use it example on Iron Maiden, or you can use it on Lightning Tower. Okay, so it's a good option too. Versus Biological, this one I recommend, and versus Terran I recommend this. Okay, so I think I show you always what you can do versus Terran and versus Biological, like Atlak and Yaoguai. You can do more builds. Okay, and if you don't know a lot about this game, you can click on units, you can press click on them and go info, and you can read all about these units. Okay, if you click stats, you can see all stats, heal, defense, etc., and upgrade stats. You can see the attack damage, the upgrades, I mean. So here you have all information you need. Okay, just read about it, it's very important. And if you want test, go casual match, and you can click on versus AE. Okay, and you can test some builds or custom games or Command Academy or Kick Play. Okay, so it's a good option. If you have some question, as I told you, just ask me. Okay, I'm here for help you. Ask me add me on this game, or send me an email or message, or on Twitch or YouTube, whatever. Okay, I have Discord too, so you can add me on Discord or in Steam or in game. Okay, I'm here to help you. Just ask me, I will try help you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will do more videos, not about builds. I think it's my last video about builds, but I will do a lot another videos. And if you want example, you need to see something or you never saw, or what you can do, you can example question me about it, or you can example say to me, Fogz, do one video about it. Okay, you just need to say to me, and I will try if possible. Okay, so just ask me for something and I will try if possible. Okay, see you later, hope you enjoy. Bye guys.